Good morning. So today is Tuesday. It's one of my favorite days of the week right now. But Tuesdays are the day I have my women's Bible study group. And I just enjoy it so much. So I just finished my lesson for today. Right now we're doing this book by Priscilla Shirer. It's the Armor of God book, and it is so powerful. The armor of God can be something that is familiar to Christians. Sometimes when passages of scripture are familiar, you can miss something because you may think you know what it's saying already. This has just been a totally eye-opening, different, more in-depth look at the armor of God. I've never had it broken down like this, and the power that is in here is just insane. And the way it's set up is these books are like workbooks. They are based on a group of scriptures or movement through the Bible in a particular topic. It's very scripture based, but they have these really thoughtful questions that make you apply the word to your situation. So there's questions for you to ask yourself and fill in the blank. There's questions to reiterate what you're learning. And so it's such a rich experience. I can't say that enough. And each time we do a book, it's like, oh my goodness, this is the best book ever. I say that almost every time we do a book, but this book really is one of the best ones ever. I'll show you in a second some of the other ones we've done. Ooh, there's another one we did that's, I think I will always keep that book and read it again at some point. This book here, oh. But this one has a separate workbook that you can go through as you read the book. This was one of the most powerful books I had read too. This one is in my top 3 favorites of all time ever. This book is the one we did last semester. It's powerful as well. It goes through 30 days with women in the Bible. I was just blown away at all the women that are actively in the Bible that are missed and overlooked and never preached about, never taught about. And then there's one more, Without Wavering. This book is on faith. This was the first one that I ever did with the Bible study group. And these usually have video lessons to go with them. And it drives the point home even all the more. So I will link these in the description box. I highly recommend them. And you get a more in-depth look at scripture through these books. But anyways, I finished my lesson. I am going to go ahead and get my day started. I'm going to finish doing what I need to do here around the house, eat breakfast. I have a very unique work setup right now. I'll have to share that with you guys at some point. It's almost 4 o'clock and I'm still in the same clothes that I slept in. But I did get some work done. I never made it up to the office. And now it's getting close to time for Bible study. I'm going to do a little bit of exercising. I have gained a decent amount of weight for me. For those who know me outside of YouTube, I have always been a petite person, a smaller person. People scoff when I say I've gained weight because they're like, okay, you needed it. I never considered myself to be frail. The rest of the world has always looked at me differently than I saw myself. Now I've always gotten the comments and stuff. But now that I'm older, I feel like I'm small, but it's a meaty, I'm still a meaty small, if that makes sense. I can gain weight. People say, oh, you got great genetics. But what people don't realize is me staying the size that I was is work that I put in. It's discipline. I've learned not to be offended by it when people make the comments. I'll be 47 on my birthday. I'm not hanging out at the weight range that I am by genetics. I had a really rough year, and I didn't want to make one of those I'm back on YouTube videos or where have I been videos. Last year was a bear. 2024, 2023, 2022. I feel like I've been saying it's been a rough season for a while. But last year, I hate that I came back to YouTube and was not able to sustain it. Here, today, present time, I have gone through therapy and did some grief work. We lost 3 people in our family back to back. And one of those people was the closest to me in my life. And I watched them slip away over the past year, 2023, going over into 2024. And we travel a lot in the summer. And so after we did our traveling, right on the tail end of one of those trips, I was like, I told my husband, I gotta get home. Sometimes you just know there's not a lot of time left. So I went down there and I spent time with them. I went to their appointments and procedures with them. And then 46 weeks later, they were gone. But the difficult part was they passed away. This is on my mom's side, and this is my mom's sister. I'm named after her, actually. She was just my person. After she passed, my mom's oldest sister, her daughter died, which is my first cousin. Died a few days after we buried my aunt. And then a few days after my first cousin was buried, my mom's youngest sister died. A few days after my mom's youngest sister died, my husband's best friend died unexpectedly. And I might be mixing it up just a little bit, but everything happened kind of within a 2-week period. My mom turned 70 and I was spearheading that party for her, and we battled with, whether or not we should move forward with it. I was so glad we did though, and so was she. But that was a week after. And then after that, I crashed. I got through all the moments. I planned the funeral for my aunt and did the services, and boy, was that intense. I've never had to plan a service. As time went on, I just sank into a darker and darker place. And I finally got up and I went to therapy and I got some help with the grief. That brings me to now. I feel like I'm at a place where I could come back. But I think with YouTube, I just couldn't process trying to pick up a camera and create videos. And I think moving forward, life is just going to have intense moments. And when they get overly intense, if I can pick up a camera, perhaps I will just document my life instead of trying to create and make videos about a topic, because that would be the only way I could see myself being able to keep going. But I said all that to say, I was off schedule with my exercising and how I eat. And so the weight was just climbing up, slowly climbing up. And now I feel like the weight isn't climbing up slowly. I feel like I don't have the same control over it that I've had in the past. Part of me feels clueless, but part of me knows deep down inside, some things are different. My eating isn't drastically different, but it hasn't been as pristine as what I'm usually doing. So I have to be adamant about the exercising right now. It's like my movement is down too, which means I'm not burning calories the same. And I have my watch to let me know, my Apple Watch. And I've lost a lot of muscle mass. I'm still pretty good in my arms. I can tell it. I can tell that it's gone down some. In my legs, I've lost a lot of muscle mass and strength. And when it comes to squats and some of the things that I was doing this time last year, it's more of a strain and I hit fatigue much quicker. And just for reference, I am 5'3", and if I get on the scale right now, I'm 129 pounds or so, and I really shouldn't be above 126, and my ideal is around 120. Perfection would be me at 115, but I just don't want to be that small. I feel like I look juvenile at 115. So I just took my shower. It's getting close to time for me to go ahead and head up to Bible study. I'm not gonna put the effort in. I'm just gonna wear this t-shirt. And then the other thing is that my hair it's dead. Like it needs to be washed, but I'm not gonna do it because I have an appointment on Friday. So I have to tell you about my hair. Since early April 2024, I have mostly been wearing my hair straight. And I tried this set of techniques and products by this professional stylist that I saw on the internet. Went really well, so I did it again, and I just kept doing it again. And then the next thing I know, it's summertime and it's time for us to travel. So when we travel, it's usually to humid climates, and I will wear my hair in its natural state because who wants to straighten it and get disappointed like that? But anyways, my hair responded really well. My hair started to retain length differently, which is something I totally didn't expect. As I was, wearing my hair straight, I started to notice this. And my hair started to grow out really fast. And at first it was great. But then towards the end of the summer, I started to realize that I wasn't feeling my hair. It didn't have a shape. And to me, it looked kind of limp. And I don't have the most density or thickness to my hair anyways. So after it got a certain length, to me, it kind of started to look shaggy and lifeless, and it just didn't sit right. The way it laid was so annoying. And if you have finer strands, you might understand what I'm saying. How your hair, it just feels like one big flyaway sometimes, and then there was no shape to it. So I gathered up my courage and I straightened my hair one day and I went and got it cut. I'll throw a picture or something in for you guys to see. But I wanted a shape and I wanted a sense of structure because I was finding that I was having to spend a ton of time and energy trying to shape my hair to look a certain way, and it just didn't want to do it because there was no shape there. So that was the very end of October, and ever since then I've been going once a month and getting my hair done. And yeah, it's been amazing. It's been amazing. I'm just gonna ride this wave right now. I've been so blown away at how easier things have been for me. And the way I take care of my hair and approach my hair is different now. Wearing it like this, I really only use oils. And I don't know if that's gonna focus, but this is Verb oil. It's really lightweight. And then if I need something a little bit heavier, I use this Moroccan oil brand. That's what I use to maintain my hair. And I really try to focus it on my ends to coat my ends for protection, and it does great. But another thing about these oils is if my hair gets a little bit frizzy, and I only use a tiny amount of this, I put this on my hair and I can stretch my hair back out over rollers. It just calms the frizz down. It kind of straightens the hair back out. It's amazing. Good morning. Today is Friday. Bible study was amazing on Tuesday night. So today I'm getting my hair done, and I will try to do a little bit of filming. It's raining today. I have been getting my hair straightened, as I told you guys earlier, so I don't know what we're gonna do now, if that's going to affect the plans or not. So I had this huge revelation. I was telling you guys about my weight gain. After I filmed that, the editing part of me got to thinking. Sometimes when you see yourself on camera, it opens your eyes. I had said I need to examine, what I'm doing, and I did. That day, I said, I am going to document every calorie I eat. And that was where the problem was. I just want to show you what I'm having and count the calories. So this is 1 cup of blueberries. Then I have 1 banana. I have these 2 sausages, 2 eggs. I'm not going to eat the yolks. I'm just eating the whites. I don't like the yolk. Tiny bit of pineapple. I have just a little bit of nuts. So that's 316 calories. I try to keep my meals around 300 to 400. That way I know that I'm not going over the 1200. That's a safe place for me, not going over the calorie count that I want to go over. So this is my hair. Oh, Always like the movement and the body in it. The shape is kind of growing out, the bob that I had. I did not film anything because I almost lost my appointment time. I left, I got mixed up in my head. I don't know how I did it, but I left for the appointment at the appointment time. So my appointment was at 9. I left the house at around 9. And so she texted me and was like, hey, are you still coming? I'm like, why is she texting me? Why would she be asking me that? And I looked at the clock and I was like, oh my gosh. I did not get to get my protein treatment this time because I was late. I made a mistake. I'm so sorry that I didn't get to film, but I really did want to show you guys my texture while it's wet. She's done such a good job of maintaining my hair and not burning it out. I'm going to let this bob grow out, which it already is. I've already started that process. I've been wearing the bob for about 6 months now. But I have another shape that I want to try. I don't know what it's going to take to get to that shape, but I know the look that I want. I'm going to have to talk with her about it. But next time I'm due for my trim, and so I'm going to get the trim, and then I'll talk with her about it. I'll show her the pictures of what I want to do next.